Hello everyone, welcome to DansDenYT Live number 36. And I realized as well that apparently this thing goes live and start broadcasting just a couple of seconds before it says it's live. So it's hard for me to know, because it means at the beginning of every video, it just frustrates me. At the beginning of every single video, there's like a few moments of me just like staring, like, when you're ready, when you're ready. Also, I don't know if you can hear me because my microphone is broken. And so this might not work. I hope it does, because if not, then we're in trouble. Hang on, hello. Yeah, I don't know if this is going to work. It should work. Oh, I muted the mic. The mic is off now. But if not, then we're in trouble, because I wouldn't know. In fact, actually, there was a way for me to test this, isn't there? Why didn't I do this earlier? Honestly, it's been such a morning. So hang on. It literally should say that I'm live. Where are you? Come on. Should be live. And there it is. Okay, so I'm just going to check to see. Good. Okay, right. You can hear me. That's fine. As long as you can hear me, that's okay. Because also my speaker thing isn't going any louder. It's suggesting that I'm not making a noise. But yeah, microphone dead. Had to order a new one. The cable. I don't know what happened, but I actually have a feeling it was the speaker, because I was playing. I plugged my speaker into this. And suddenly the thing started going on and off and on and off, and it was like having a moment. And I thought, oh God, what's happened? And then eventually the light just went off, just died. And I was like, well, that's no good. Can't be having that. So the Samsung Meteor, which has lasted, I have to say, solid 5 years. 5 years of consistent hard use. Not bad going at all. Happy with it. But it's done now. That's actually money well spent. So yeah, I'm all right with that. Just a bit annoyed because, of course, it happened suddenly and I was without a mic. And I thought, crap, I need to do a live and I need to record. Obviously, I have a podcast, so many things. And I didn't know whether or not it was going to work for me. Just plug my microphone into the speaker slot. But what's weird as well is that I plugged my headphones into the headphone jack and it's worked. Whereas if I plugged it into the mic jack, it wasn't working. Someone explain this to me. I plug my headphones into the headphone jack and the mic works. I plug my headphones into the mic jack. Doesn't work. Doesn't make sense. Does not quite connect with me. I don't understand this, but it's okay. I'm going to forget and let it go. So today we're going to read some of this. We're going to put the other book away because it's too complicated. We don't need that. We don't need that kind of complication in our life. And we are going to go through this. Look at the foreword and, well, yeah, we'll go through it in a fun way. Oh, excuse me. Oh, my goodness me. Sorry, pardon me. I've just also eaten breakfast. And I'll tell you about that. It's a little bit of a risky move that took place. Just to be a little silly. So, yeah, I'll tell you that in a second. But I've just eaten. Didn't get to run this morning, which kind of bummed me out. So I'm going to find a way to get over that, because it just means I have to run later if I get a chance to do that as well. But it's just the way I need to do today. So getting all that done, it's really just... yes, it's quite frustrating because all of my plans have gone. But I still can do the things I need to do. So that's important. I can still get those done. But otherwise, yes, there is a bit of a problem on the other side of things. Not fun when you get into a rhythm and you get into a pattern and then someone comes along and just goes, bang, here, have this. I'm like, no. Yeah, I really want to be able to run. Hi, Twixie. How you doing? How's it going? How was your weekend? How's everything going? Different. I've got headphones on today. My mic's broken. It died. It's a dead mic now, so I can't do any of this stuff anymore. I can pretend to, but it won't make a difference as to how my voice sounds. But it died not 2 hours ago. No exaggeration. 2 hours? Yeah, pretty much. 2 hours ago, microphone kaput, gone, stopped working. Was quite frustrated by that. But yeah, how are you? How are you getting on? All well? All good? I was also just saying that that explains the thumbnail. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's gone. Bye. The cable. I reckon what happened was I have a speaker. And hi Veronica. Hello. We're okay, thank you. And how's Twigsy? Yes. Basically, I plugged my speaker into this, and for some reason, right, I can show you the light. There's a light right there. And obviously it's blue when it's, when you can speak into it, and it's orange when you can't speak into it, when it's muted. And I plugged the speaker in, and I thought it was feeding back. It was feeding back on itself. So I was like, oh shit, I better mute it. So I muted it, and the mic went off. The light went off, and I was like, oh no, okay. And then it popped back on again. And I thought it was the cable at the back. So I started fiddling with the cable, and eventually kind of went on and off and on and off and on and off. So I took the speaker out, and then just died. Wouldn't turn on. Nothing going in, nothing coming out. Just wouldn't work. So I was like, ah, crap. And I don't have a replacement cable. And I thought to myself, do I want a new cable or do I want a new mic? And I was like, I want a new mic. I wanted one of those blue snowball ones. So you'll see them. You'll see streamers and YouTubers have them, like the ball shaped one, the blues. So I got one of those instead because, well, actually, for one, the Samsung Meteor, this was surprisingly expensive. I don't remember it being as expensive as this back in the day. So the blue was a cheap, more affordable option, and yeah, and they could have it delivered by Thursday. So I'm going to get that. Yeah, you got a snowball mic, exactly, and I think they seem to work better. So I'm going to go with those and try that instead. This one had served me really well though. 5 years this lasted me, which I'm really proud of, considering it also went through 3 moves, 3 channels, this as well, a podcast, multiple podcasts, multiple live videos. This has gone through the mill. So it's actually done me a great service. So in regards to how much it cost me at the beginning, if it's the same as what it used to cost me, then actually I'm not going to complain. So I got money's worth out of this, which is why I'm not worried about investing in another one. 5 more years of recording, yay. But for now, I've got to do this, which is kind of poopy. Obviously, you'll both maybe laugh, but maybe not laugh at this. So I just had breakfast, and I have a Foreman grill, right? George Foreman, and I love it. It's great. It's kind of a smaller one. It's not a massive one. It's a smaller one. But I used it this morning to make my bacon. And what I didn't realize was that my partner left yesterday had used it. But I knew my partner used it to make hamburgers on. So she made dinner on it. And what I forget, because this sounds bad. Back when I used my Foreman, obviously I was the only one who used it. So I would cook something. And if I was lazy, I would just kind of leave it. I'd be like, oh, burger juice, it'll be fine, you know, and I'll use it the next day and whatever, you know, a bit of burger juice in my bacon and stuff, and it'll be fine. But of course, I would eventually wash it because after the second time, I'm like, no more. And so I came downstairs in the morning and I was like, oh, I just put bacon in the Foreman. Like, it was just burgers on it yesterday. It's fine. It wasn't like left for too long. It's okay. So I start cooking the bacon and I start smelling something. I'm like, that doesn't smell right. What is that? And I messaged my partner going, did you spray the Foreman grill with cleaner yesterday? Now she's busy at work, so she can't respond. And I'm thinking, doesn't smell right. I'm not sure about that. So I tasted the bacon afterwards. I like dabbed it with cloth and everything, like let it seal up. And I tasted something. I was like, oh, it tastes like bacon. It tastes fine. It tastes absolutely fine. No problem. So also on top of that, because I was paranoid about that bacon, I put some more bacon in the frying pan and put the grill stuff in and washed it all and stuff like that. So in the end, I had 6 rashers of bacon. And so I've got the bacon there. I served it off my plate. It's all part of my breakfast now. And then I get a message from my girlfriend going, oh yeah, I sprayed the George Foreman. I sprayed it with cleaner. And I was like, oh God. And this was all about half an hour ago, because also what's happened this morning is I've been put on a project at work, and it has, unfortunately, and I'm not going to lie to you, it has really quite upset me. Excuse me, taken away all of my time. So today's one of my running days, and I really wanted to be able to make sure I could stick to it today. So I'm really determined to go for a run. But now, because I've got this, then I've got a phone call after this, and I've got a phone call after that, I'm going to be on the phone until about 4 p.m. today. And then I go for a run, and then I've got dinner to have. And basically that leaves me with maybe 1 or 2 hours in the evening up until about 8 p.m. to get this work done. And I don't know if that's going to be a possibility. We will have to see how that goes. But yes, it's just a little bit frustrating because, of course, I could have gone for a run this morning, you know. And I like having evenings available. It's nice. It's been something I've gotten used to. So now suddenly I've always worked here, and it's always, well, yeah, no. So Veronica, this is the thing. It's not just about going for a run, because for me, I like having a pattern of running. So last week I ran a total of 17.5 miles throughout the week in 5 days, right? Well, technically 4 days. So in 4 days, I ran 17.5 miles. And that was because I ran Monday, Tuesday, then took a break on Wednesday to kind of break up the week, and then Thursday, Friday. Because I think if I run 3 days in a row, my body wouldn't be able to recover in time, and it would kind of have to stop for longer than a day to do the last run. So I do 2 days in a row, do 1 day where I feel good, then the next day I feel a little bit tired, but it's okay. Then I have a day of rest, then I do the next day and I feel good, and then the last day I feel a bit tired. So it really breaks it up that way. So I wanted to make sure it's Monday, because then also weekends means that I don't have to do anything. I'm not obliged to do anything at the weekend. So today is a day, then tomorrow, But the problem is, because the other issue is that because I'll be going in the evening tonight, tomorrow morning I won't have that full time to really recover. So tomorrow morning was going to be really difficult. Blah 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 blah. So it's just, it's honestly, it's really frustrating, because it's finding a rhythm. If I try and get caught in the schedule, then I'm more likely to exercise. But if I fall out of the schedule, I'm less likely to exercise, and it's just not what I want at all. So it's frustrating. Thank you for the positive support, though. Yes, I can always run tomorrow. You're right. But I want to run tomorrow and today. You know, I want to make sure I'm getting it all in, because also it's one thing. This is just me. This is just me. If I run 17.5 miles last week, I'm not going to be all very good if I can't run that this week. For me, exercise and fitness is all about being better, or at least as good as you were, not being not as good as you were. So me running less than last week, for me personally, it's just going to feel a bit like, yeah, like I fell short. So I really want to make sure I get it done. Really, really want to make sure I get it done. Also, you know, fitness, isn't it? Oh, okay. Oh, good. All right then. Fantastic. I've just got legs. So yeah, so basically this morning I have been given more work than I would like to have done. I wasn't able to exercise. And in my breakfast this morning, I think I ate what technically could have been bleach on bacon. So if I suddenly get up and I'm like, I need to go and vomit, that probably is why. But what I'm doing as well is I'm giving myself, so I have got water, right? I've got water ready to go, a litre of, but also, yeah, take a guess at what that is. What is that? What do you think it is? Take a guess. As long as you try your best, it's fine though. Veronica, stop it. It's being so supportive. Stop it. Cut it out. What are you doing? You're right. Although you try your best, I think, but that's the thing for me again. So I say this for me because I'm not expecting this of anyone. I really don't expect this of anyone else. It's not lemonade, Twigsy, but fair play. I don't expect this of anyone else. For me, doing my best does not mean working less hard than I did yesterday. That's not me doing my best, right? It's not a vitamin drink either, although I feel like that would have been a good idea this morning. So for me personally, right, it's not doing my best to be like, oh, I'll just not run today. But when I have it scheduled, right, when I said I'm going to run on this day, this is the day I'm going to run, and then going, no, I won't. That's not me doing my best. So I hear what you're saying. You're absolutely right. You know, as long as I'm running, as long as I'm just doing something, it's fine. Yes, true. For me personally, I'm like, that's not good enough. So I push myself further. But I expect that of me. That's all. It looks like watery hot chocolate. What on earth? Have you got a proper vision of that? Are you sure? Are you sure, Veronica? It is one of my favorite soft drinks. In fact, no, it's my favorite soft drink. It's my favorite soft drink of all time. It's my favorite. So yeah, keep guessing. And you've got a hint there. Well, soft drink. Yeah. I remember growing up, I used to get confused between a soft drink and a fizzy drink. I used to think they were different things. And now I totally get it, because it means non-alcoholic. It's soft. That's what it means. That's where I got confused. But I always thought soft drink. Carbonated water. Again, are we looking at this? Because if that's carbonated water, Bristol's going to have a conversation with its water purifying process. Because, Veronica, please. Oh, wait, no, that was Twigsy. Twigsy, please. Please. Can you see my face through that? No. And I don't like sparkling water that much. It's all right. You know, I used to have a thing for it. I used to drink it loads, but not anymore. I think it's because it helped fill me up. It made me feel full. I think that's why I liked it. Hey, Dexter. Oh, he's up here. Squash is not squash either. No, he'll be here for a while. But we'll play that ongoing throughout this episode as I drink away at my drink. and we will go from there. So, what was today? Oh, spirituality. Oh, do you know what? I need to talk about this today. This is going to be so therapeutic and lovely. It really is going to be the one. So we're talking about spirituality today, and in that, of course, I go to my book, Carpe That DM, and we pick out a quote that we can read out to all of you today. So here we go. Okay. Is it Sprite? No, but you are. No, because Sprite's technically kind of like lemonade. You have to leave at 1 today, so I might. There is no quiz today, Veronica. We're doing this. There's no quiz because remember we had the book last week, and then like it didn't go down as well as I predicted, which is fine because actually that was a bit of a convoluted one. So instead I thought we'll just read this, and then on Wednesday we read the other one, but no quiz today. Monday, Wednesdays is quizless day, so don't worry. And actually, you saying that, what I will do then, because okay, what we'll do is we'll finish at 1, right? So we're going to time this very carefully. Finish at 1 so that you don't miss anything, Veronica, but also that means I can get some work done. Deal? Yeah? Because I would love to get some work done so that I have less to do tonight, and maybe I'll get a better chance of going for a run. Do we have a deal? Can we make a deal on that? Tomorrow, we'll be able to go for as long as we like. Today, 1 o'clock finish. Does that work? Let me know what you're thinking. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Leave your thoughts in the comments. So the quote is, life isn't about waiting for the storm to pass. It's about learning to dance in the rain. I mean, this is that whole, dancing on thin ice thing, isn't it? It's literally that. Okay, Veronica, you made a deal. Twixie's not in the deal. So she's obviously probably going to stay here after I log off at 1. Excuse me, and be like, well, I'm going to wait for Dan to produce some Dan content because, oh God, I hope these burps aren't a reflection of the bleached bacon. It's okay. I don't feel bad in my tummy area. We're fine. Okay, Twixie's deal. Right, well, 1 o'clock. Let's go. 1 o'clock, Dan's Den. Here we go. Life about waiting for the storm to pass. I learned to dance in the rain. Yeah, so basically dancing in the storm, dancing on thin ice. It's the whole same thing. It's learning to deal with the challenge. Learning to deal. I think more importantly, though, here's another kind of nuanced way of looking at it. Is first of all asking whether or not we want to dance in the storm in the first place. Do we want to be in the storm? Because I think it also teaches this message, and this is something that I know I've said. I know some of the things I say here. I'm like, I know I've said this, but it's like, do you go to every single party you're invited to? Do you answer every single call that's made to your phone? Do you want to have a conversation with every single person who wants to have a conversation with you? So in that same regard, do you want to be involved in every problem that you are technically involved in, right? When people try to drag you into drama, you may not want to be in that drama. So you can literally be like, no, I don't want to be in this. They know I'm new with me. And you can do it with it's controversial, of course, but you do it with friends, you can do it with family. You'd be like, look, it's not that I don't care about you. It's the fact that I don't need this. My friends have done this with me, actually. They did it with me growing up. Some of them, I would bring stuff to them and they'd be like, you know what, Dan? Like, that sounds like a you problem. And if you want to talk with me about how to solve the problem or you just emotionally venting, then fine. But you don't get me involved in the problem because I don't want to be involved in it. I've got problems of my own. I don't need your problems as well. And I respected that, I did. I understood. And in fact, I started to do that myself. I realized holy crap, that's actually an option. And because I didn't stop hating them for it. I actually respected them. I was like, yeah, fair play. That makes sense. Because you're right. You're absolutely right. This is not your problem. This is my problem. I need to deal with it. So you have this opportunity then to be like, do I want to dance in the storm? If I see a storm coming, am I just going to stand here and watch it while it comes and hits me and then dance in the rain? Like, oh, I'm going to deal with this problem that I saw coming. Or do we move? Right? And of course, like we did with the other one, do we get off the ice? Do I do wellness classes for level 1 and 2 students? I don't do wellness classes. No, not classes. I think there was a real confusion about what I was actually meant to be doing with the classrooms last year, but I did it. So, but no, basically my direct answer is no, I don't. It's not wellness. I think, well, actually, no, now you mention it. I know, no, wait, hang on. I know you mention it. Sorry, let me go back. They called them wellness tutorials, I remember. But the thing is, I'd also agreed that because of my role at the college, wellness tutorial doesn't make sense for me to run. It's not something that makes sense for me to do because it turns me into a teacher, which I'm not. I'm not trained to be a teacher. I have no interest in being a teacher. I'm not a teacher. However, coach, Coach, yes, that I can do. That I enjoy. That's fun. I can do that. So yeah. Yeah, and just like Veronica said, exactly. So if you don't want to be in the storm, you don't have to. But sometimes yeah, you can and you have to be, and you dance in it. You're just like, yeah, I'm dancing on thin ice. It's fine, whatever. And of course, just like Ethan's wonderful analogy to dancing on thin ice, in order to come back out of the ice, you have to come through the hole you went through to really understand how to get out easier instead of creating a new hole. Weird. Are you part of student support if you aren't already? I don't know. I doubt it. I don't know. I can't answer that. Genuinely, I don't know. Sorry. Why are you asking this? I'm curious. Because I had a chat with people who I've never spoken to before at the company myself, and I don't know. But yeah, why are you asking this? I want to know. So that's really that. That's it. And Veronica, you nailed it on the head, basically. For one, if you're in the storm, dance in it. But if you don't need to be in the storm or don't want to be in the storm and you cannot be in the storm, don't be in the storm. Get out of the storm. This is, what's the point? What's the point? Maybe you didn't bring an umbrella. You know, just get out. Get out of the storm. Ethan, there's my man. There he is. See, you must have had his ears burning. I just mentioned you because a quote today was, hang on. Life isn't about waiting for the storm to pass. It's about learning to dance in the rain. And this comes back to that whole thing we're talking about being on thin ice, right? And how, you know, dancing on thin ice and how dangerous it is. But actually, you know, sometimes, like you said, we just get off the ice and so on. We get out the storm. And Veronica said, I don't know if she said it before you logged in, but she said, don't really want to be in the storm. But if it's not optional, you have to accept it and dance through it. That's what it is. That's what it is. We're dropping lyrics out here, all of us. Drop in sick bars, day in, day out, unstoppable. We're all right, thank you, Ethan. Not bad. How are you doing, buddy? We're just trying to also guess. This is an ongoing game. What is it I'm drinking? What is this? What do you think this is, Ethan? I'm going to hold it up there just in case you weren't looking at the screen. What is this? What do you think it is? Oh, that's nice, Twigsy. So, I mean, in that regard, I have a feeling I'm still going to be doing that. I'm still going to be there. I understand that's something that will still operate. That's what I understand. But don't hold me to that. All right? Because I don't want to make promises and then, you know, something happens and da-da-da. I can't say. But no, thank you. You know what? Some of those sessions I really enjoyed doing. I really did enjoy doing some of those sessions. I think they were great. Really good fun. Is it milk mixed with water? What kind of barbarian do you think I am, Veronica? What, you think this is like skim milk? Look at it as well. It looks like the milk's been out for 2 months. This is like, honestly, this is quarantined milk. Oh, look at it. No. Hi, oh, Susie's here. Hi, Susie. Hello. Hi, Susie. Welcome in. Right, so you think it's milk. It's definitely, this is 100% not milk. In fact, you were closer with lemonade and Sprite. Ooh, I can't say I have a lesson to get ready for. We wanted to say hi. Oh, that's nice. Hello, Susie. Well, yeah, we're going to be finishing up at 1 o'clock. We're gonna have a conversation about spirituality, which I think we should start pretty soon, because I reckon if I give myself, how long is the first chapter of this book? If I give myself enough time, maybe like 10 minutes, we can get through chapter 1 of this, and then chapter 2 is there. Oh God. Oh, chapter 1's tiny. Okay, so how long is chapter 2 then? Oh God. Okay. All right. So if I give myself 10 minutes, it's like a 10-minute break at the end, right? So at 50 minutes, no matter what, we'll have to get on with this. And I read this, and then 1 o'clock, boom, we finish. Well, thank you, Susie. I was just sharing with everyone that this morning was a bit rushed. I got handed a project that, you know, took away a lot of my time. I can't go for a run anymore. And also I had bleach bacon. So my partner sprayed bleach on the Foreman grill, and I didn't think that she had, even though she'd done that before. So this morning, I just thought, oh, you know, we used it for burgers yesterday. I'll just put my bacon on it, cook the bacon. It smelled funny, of course, and then ate it. So so right now I've got bleach bacon in my stomach. It should be fine. So I think a lot of the chemicals probably burnt off because Foreman grill's very hot. But, you know, my tummy is now feeling a little bit funny, and I don't know if that's the, you know, my mind doing that or the bleach doing that. So we'll see what happens. It's gonna be a good time. So yes. How are you, Susie? And how's James? Well, the bacon was fine. If it really tasted bad, I wouldn't have eaten it, but it was fine. Tasted fine. Whether or not it was actually fine, I can't really qualify that, but who knows? Oh, hang on, what's going on here? Oh, right, so everyone, now you found it. Okay, thank you. I love it. Did I just say I'm drinking bleach? Absolutely not, Ethan. That's definitely 100% what I did not say. Hey, all right, excellent. So James got the job. Oh, that's really great to hear. Oh, fantastic. Good. Well, tell him I'm happy for him. Very happy for him. And also tell him I miss him in our quizzes. Yes, congratulations. That's fantastic news. Yes, so right, we were talking about spirituality today as a request from Twigsy. So first of all, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into, obviously do a little Google search, and we will look into what it is, right? I'll go to Wikipedia, even though I know that's technically not a source that you go to, but I will read the first sentence. Oh no, I'll read both sentences, and then we'll go from there, okay? So spirituality. The meaning of spirituality has developed and expanded over time, and various connotations can be found alongside each other. Traditionally, spirituality referred to a religious process of reformation, which aims to recover the original shape of man, oriented at the image of God, as exemplified by the founders and sacred texts of the religions of the world. The term was used with early Christianity to refer to a life oriented toward the Holy Spirit, and broadened during the late Middle Ages to include mental aspects of life. In modern times, the term both spread to other religious traditions and broadened to refer to a wide range of experience, including a range of esoteric traditions and religious traditions. Modern usages tend to refer to a subjective experience of a sacred dimension and the deepest values and meanings by which people live, often in a context separated from organized religious institutions, such as a belief in a supernatural, beyond the known and observable realm, personal growth, a quest for an ultimate or sacred meaning, religious experience, or an encounter with one's own inner dimension. So I think I'm still going to come back to it and basically read and summarize all of that in the way that I would anyway. All right, wait. So before I summarize everything I've just said, Ethan, first of all, I was just talking about spirituality because Twigsy had asked for that to be brought in. Next, I believe I was talking about James, who got a job, and it was a job he was going for, which is great, really good news. Then I was asking what I was drinking here. What is this? And you haven't answered it yet. You haven't answered correctly. And then what happened was my girlfriend sprayed the George Foreman, right, for it to soak and clean overnight, so it was easier to clean in the morning. And what I did was I didn't realize she'd sprayed it, put my bacon in the grill, cooked the bacon inside the cleaning agent with it all on there. It smelled funny, but I ate it anyway because I'm a grot bag. Apparently, I'm a barbarian. And yes, and that's where we are now. So I ate bleach bacon, drinking this. It's not lemon squash. And now I'm talking about spirituality now. Also, we're all going to be done at 1 o'clock because at 10:02, I'm going to read the first 2 chapters of The Art of Being Brilliant, and then we all go about our day. Because also that'll mean that I have time to get some work done before this evening, because by 2 o'clock, I'm back to doing a whole bunch of other stuff that I need to get done. And then we're right from here. Watery orange juice. I don't understand. Like, what is the color scheme on your screens? What is the, like, honestly, you might as well call it bull urine. What is white peach Fanta? Oh, good guess. Good guess. It's not. It's not. I'll give you a hint. It's actually no, because if I give you a hint, Cece's going to guess it. Is lemon in it? No, lemon's not in it. No. Oh, I reckon when I say this, I have a feeling Ethan might get this now. No, it's not Mountain Dew. Ew. No, I wouldn't drink Mountain Dew. What was I going to say? Oh, technically, this is a soulless drink. It's a soulless drink. I'm going to give you that and leave that there. Oh, Susie, no, you can still guess, because if I given you the clue I gave you before, you probably would have guessed it straight away. It's not 7-Up. Nope. I mean, to be fair, if you said lemonade and I said no, then it won't be 7-Up, Sprite, or any other form of that kind of stuff. White Spirit. Absolutely no. Definitely not White Spirit. You know, I've had my share of spirits today and chemicals. I think I'm done now. I don't need any more. Elderflower. Oh man, I've not had elderflower in ages. No, it's not elderflower. Okay, I guess we'll come back to spirituality in a second while you guys try and figure this one out. Right, 5 more guesses and then I'll tell you, and then I will go on to spirituality, because otherwise we'll be here forever and then I'll have to read the books and we won't talk about spirituality. So go on. It's not vodka. No, not vodka. 4 more to go. So that's Sorry. I pressed the mute button by accident. I think it's because I hit button and pressed enter. So 4 guesses left. Yes, elderflower is lovely. It's definitely not gin. And sorry, you missed that, but I actually got some of it in my eye and it really hurt. Ow. Sorry, I didn't mean to. I just cut off. Oh God. Can you hear me now? You must be able to hear me now. Yeah. You can hear me now, right? Oh, damn. God, today's not the day, is it? Can't go for a run. My microphone's broken. Oh, I've got my drink in my eye. You can't guess what the drink is. Oh, it's terrible, terrible. Oh, well, at least your eye knows what it is now. My eye knows what it is. Water with washing up liquid. Are you kidding me? Okay, do you know what? Right. So now that's 2 guesses. There's 3 left. Honestly, ridiculous. Am I having a bad day? Susie, I'm not having a great day. Like, I'm fine, but I was just saying to the guys before you showed up, like, basically, yeah, I've been handed some work, which has been handed to me with a bit of a desperation behind it, which has projected a sense of urgency, excuse me, which has taken away from what my day was going to be, right? And today I had a really nice day ahead of me, which included the work that needed to be done. But now it's just the work that needs to be done. And it's just frustrating. And also, yeah, at 9:30 this morning, the microphone that I've had for the last 5 years, which I've been doing my podcasts on, these live videos on, I have my conferences on, has died. And so I'm glad that this works, but there's limitations to this, which I don't quite enjoy. So I've ordered another one, but that won't arrive till Thursday. So I've got 2 days, 3 days of this to deal with. And it's just not great. It's, you know, you don't like the unexpected. And I was just getting into a rhythm. You know, I was getting into my quarantine rhythm. Last week was great in terms of all the stuff I wanted to get done, all the things I got to do, and I got to do them. So I was looking forward to getting another weekend of this. And it's just when it's the start of the week and it all gets knocked aside, I'm just annoyed. So yeah, it's not a great day. But I mean, I'm in a good mood, but it's not a great day. What region is the drink from? I don't actually know, you know. I think it's British. I think it is made here. No, it is made here. It is. Wait, hang on. I'm going to check it out. 1 second. Because technically, right? Technically, the answer to that is a massive hint as well, if I tell you. But I actually believe that it is a British drink. So hang on a moment. 1 second. Oh, where are you from? Oh, wow. This is, where is your hub? Where are you based? What the hell? Where the hell's that? Okay, I don't even know where the hell this place. Rotterdam. Wow. Okay, then Rotterdam is where this stuff is made, apparently. Or at least that's where it's established. But that doesn't help at all. There you go. It's not old-fashioned lemonade. So Treps, no. Chloride water, no. No. Yeah. So there, you're at 0 now. Right. So what it is, everyone, it's ginger beer. It's ginger beer. It's old Jamaican ginger beer. That's what it is. And it is honestly, the reason I'm having this and the reason I'm in a good mood is because of this. I love this stuff. I've got 2 bottles of it downstairs, and it was because we had a barbecue over the weekend, and I didn't actually end up having any ginger beer. But this stuff is amazing. Old Jamaica ginger beer, regular, just So yeah, not gin or Schweppes or any of that. Ginger beer. Love it. Love the stuff. Yeah, it's good. I love it. I love it. Right. Do you know what? I'm running over time here. We really need to get on. Yes, rum and ginger beer is great when you're of the correct age. It really is, isn't it, Susie? Legal rum and ginger beer is top stuff. It is really great. The legal type, not the illegal type. That's not great. That doesn't taste so good. When your taste buds have flourished, I believe that's what happens when you are 18 years old, is that your taste buds suddenly go, oh, that's what I'm supposed to be tasting. Oh, right. Okay. Yeah, right. And they start to mature. Honestly, coming in here, encouraging drinking. What's the matter with you? So spirituality, yeah. So based on the explanation I gave, my understanding of spirituality basically turned to. So I understand why people hear spirituality and they make the assumption that immediately you're talking about religion, because in a degree you could argue, and I don't know how else you could argue this, that religion kind of was the birthplace of mainstream spirituality and made it far more popular, because of course what it was at its core was a connection with something that cannot be seen or touched or felt, nothing tangible. It was a connection with the unknown and the kind of the other realm, and so human beings started to build a relationship with it, I think most popularly through that. I don't think it was the first instance. I'm pretty confident that people before that would have been very spiritual, connected with all sorts of stars, smoke, fire, the elements, all sorts of things. But what it spoke to was, and I think like it says in Wikipedia, it's saying here that modern usages tend to refer to a subjective experience of a sacred dimension. So the idea that basically it's an other outside of what we perceive within our 5 senses, right? It's something else that is sensed outside of the 5 senses. So it's something we can't taste, see, touch, hear, or smell. We can't do any of those things with it, but we feel it. And only if we were to be open to feel it would we really get a sense of what it is. So it's kind of like, and then spirituality can permeate through things like karma. It can permeate things like luck, bad luck, good luck. It can permeate things like, what was it? I want to say almost a deja vu type thing, because sometimes we have deja vu because we believe we've seen something before, when actually what could have happened is, yeah, we could have dreamt it and forgotten about it. We could have seen it in our dreams, but even then, it means we saw something in our dreams that we hadn't maybe seen before and then saw it later in life. There could be things that on a spiritual level connect to that. Things that are hard to explain outside of a regular format of our being. And so that means also that spirituality doesn't actually have to be about God or Jesus or Allah or anything like that. It doesn't actually have to be religious at all. And I think I've said this previously in that, yeah, there you go. Yeah, exactly. Wiccans, pagans, and pagans and witches also involved in spirituality. Yes. And I think that also speaks to the fact that it can be any form of connection we have with something, the way I governed it, or the way I see it, sorry, something outside of us and our being. Excuse me, it's a bleachy bacon burp. Oh, bleach, bacon, birth. Love it. Something outside of us, something greater than us, something that almost governs us, but not in a restrictive manner, but almost in like a caretaking manner, right? So, for example, my form of spirituality comes in the form of like what's spoken about in quantum theory and stuff like that, because to me it's still scientific and it's still to a degree tangible, but the simple fact that it's there and we don't, and that's the thing, it's there, it's present, but we don't understand it, tells me that it's something, there's something to this that obviously again is part of us, but at the same time is separate from us. And it doesn't govern us, it doesn't necessarily tell us what to do per se, but it has a lot of stake in what happens to us and what we do. So that's kind of where I leave it there. And it means also relinquishing power to these things sometimes and going, I'm gonna leave it to you and see what happens. Much like what happens when, you could close your eyes and walk in a direction, right? And actually, that's a terrible analogy, because obviously if you're in a room, you're just going to walk into a wall. But there are things that basically lead up to spirituality. Like if you're in a sticky situation where you have to make a decision and you either have to go here or there. Another option could be, and this is something that I've done sometimes, which is go, do you know what? My choice is to do nothing and let the universe, as I call it, make the decision for me, which is what the universe does. Again, it's not like it's weird, because it's not like it goes, okay, let me just come in here and move this over there and do that. But of course, the world is always moving around us. It's always constantly in motion and flow of something. And so even while you sleep, somewhere something is happening elsewhere, right? And so it's that, and it's constant, and all these things impact us to some degree, right? Something across the other side of the world can indeed impact us here in our own life. And so, and this isn't about, I'm not going to say this is connected to someone eating a bat, but of course, something that has transpired over the other side of the world has impacted everyone. And it can be the same thing about how things impact us. And now even more so with the internet, because we can get connected with information from across the world. So again, stuff across the world can impact us just like that. So spirituality does offer this place where actually you can go, I'm going to leave it up to that and see what happens. And I think what it also does is it brings a sense of connection to the self, because also it allows you to have a better understanding, a better connection, a better sense of who you are, than just saying, oh, I'm a happy person or I'm a confident person or anything like that. And I still every now and then find it difficult to actually speak to it, but maybe that's because it doesn't need to be spoken to. It's the fact that you can just be it and feel that thing of that I'm just doing this thing. This is how I am on this earth. I think that's the connection I have with myself, where it's like, I have a different talent of talking about myself, not because I don't know how to. It's the fact that I don't know how I could do it justice fully to talk about myself and for people to understand how I see myself fully. So there's that element of going through spirituality like that. I find it fascinating because it's not limited. That's the thing. It is unlimited, and anyone can connect with spirituality in their own little way. Some people will believe in spirits, right? And they will have that connection with spirit, what could be called the spirit world. I don't know, but could be connected with that. Some people do believe in the same thing, like the universe and what it's made of and stuff like that. I've heard of a ritual. I can't remember the tribe. Damn it. Where they would, as part of a ritual, I think it was like coming into adulthood, they would be sent deep into the woods for 7 days, and they would have to smoke this herb. Not necessarily, it wasn't marijuana. It was a type of tobacco, but it wasn't the regular tobacco that we get here. And they would go out to the woods. They wouldn't be allowed to eat or anything for 7 days, and they would just be in nature, and they would stay there. And the idea would be that the clarity that they would have from not consuming anything, not eating anything, and just being, alone in themselves in nature, they would eventually connect to something otherworldly, right? And this is the format. This would be the ritual. They would connect to something otherworldly, and they would have this moment of understanding of the greater purpose of the world and the universe and what's in it. And thus they would become an adult. Now, if you ask me, I think that's a great ritual. If you ask me, I think that's a fantastic ritual. Better than, you know, going out and getting alcohol poisoning, or, you know, giving your mate a dead arm from birthday beats or whatever, I don't know. But it's a spectacular ritual, because no matter what, even if you connected it to a simple fact that a person hasn't eaten for 7 days and therefore is just simply delirious, right? They're just simply delirious and they're just having hallucinations, or they're just really tired and da-da-da. Even in that frame of mind, their brain will have unlocked a space to create that thought, right? And that thought can then be accessed again afterwards. So it's not necessarily like that thought and that process can only be accessed when you're in delusion and you're tired and exhausted. That place has been unlocked because the brain maybe has had to go into a certain type of survival mode in order to maintain a sense of sanity or whatever. This is not scientifically proven, by the way. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm kind of making it up as I go, but I'm just guessing that this is what happens. But I mean, I know that I've been in certain places in my head where, you know, they were because of a certain circumstance, and I can be in that place again in my head because I know that it's accessible to me. But, you know, it wouldn't necessarily be with the same energy that it was at the time. So yeah, I certainly think it's an exercise that brings people a room or a space in their mind to be able to conceive these things. And that's only an opening example, right? Because of course it's incredibly, what's the word? Humbling and grounding when you get overwhelmed with what goes on in the world and what goes on with you and your sensations and emotions and needs and basic, you know, carnal desires and stuff that are luxuries and stuff that aren't luxuries and blah. And then you open it up to this place, this almost magnanimously large, unthinkably huge spectrum of life, and it makes everything that you think and feel and want so insignificantly small that it stops mattering. It ceases to matter, and there's almost a release from that. There's almost like a release of tension, because desire and wanting things can be quite harming to the mind and to our general well-being when we know that it might be a while before we get it, when we know that it actually, we want something because it wants to soothe temporarily a pain that we have. And so when we take that want away, it's almost like our pain is healed as well. And it's like, oh, actually, I can live without that. You know, that's nothing really compared to the big scheme of things. That's tiny compared to the big scheme of things. And actually, I'm glad that we brought this up today. Because like I said before, Twigsy, I said this, didn't I? When I talked about this, I feel like it would make me feel better about what was going on with me. And it has, because I realized that, honestly, this is a day. This is a day. Once this day is over, these problems are gone. I will not have to worry about them anymore. This day is over. I will adapt. I will change. It will be fine. But of course, you know, the beginning of the day when everything is where it is, it's very tense and very stressful. I've got to get this done and blah, blah, blah. But I open it up to this place where it's like, what has been my life up until this day? What will be my life after this day? And it's just so massive in comparison. This is a day. And the things that can be done in a day are like fantastic and incredible. So I think to myself, all right, so let's put it in perspective then. This day will be gone before I know it. Before I know it, I'll be in bed, I'll be asleep, and I'll be tomorrow. But it takes it to this massive scale. Because again, and this is the other part that spirituality I think brings space for, is I think about my life, everything I've seen, everything I've thought, everything I've done, every bit of clothes I wear, all the news I've watched, all the songs I've listened to, all the TV shows and films that I've seen, everything that makes up my life, the entire spectrum of everything that makes up my life. And that's one person. I'm one person out of 7.5 billion. And then you start to think of all of the iterations of memories, of words, of experiences, of thoughts, and it's It's massive. It's massive. And again, it's in the literal sense, in the original sense of the word, it is awesome. Awesome, technically meaning a word so grand that you can't breathe because it's so grand and big and humongous. It's incredible. And it brings that perspective of, it's almost like the mind. I mean, it's funny because actually, I don't think the mind itself can. I don't know. I struggle to actually. So I don't. My mind can do a lot of great things, but it cannot really consider and encompass the magnitude of life, the magnitude of existence. It cannot conceive the magnitude in which it exists itself, and that's where spirituality comes in, because spirituality holds that space, that grandeur, that big thing, and just holds it there. It goes, I'm here for you to be, if you want to understand me or not. When you're ready to understand me, I'm right here. But please know that I am greater than anything that you could ever possibly imagine, because to imagine me is to go beyond what the brain is capable of doing, what my brain is capable of doing. And I don't think that there's, I don't know. Well, I keep denying it, but I'm only denying my own capacity of thought. I'm only denying my own capacity of thought. Someone else might be able to do it. But yeah, it's being able to go through that. Sorry, I have seen the comments coming through, and I am looking at them, but I'm just having a moment. Oh God, we got 10 minutes left. Bloody hell. See, this is what I mean. I've got to read. Veronica, you've got to go. So spirituality for me personally is very nature-based, and the feeling can't be really explained in words. One of my specific beliefs I don't usually tell people about, because it's hard to make it make sense in just words, and it's the kind of thing people would call nonsense. Well, for one, I would say you have to ask yourself what people, and that's only so you can also identify that not everyone thinks it's nonsense. And you might find that there's more people out when you span spirituality into the many different iterations it has. There are many more people out there who actually believe in spirituality than you think, and even they think. Because I realized I've been spiritual for my whole life, but I always thought spirituality was stupid. But then I look back and I was like, but dude, you were spiritual as hell. But it's because you thought spirituality was connected with religion. That's why. So yeah. But no, it's a magnificent thing. And nature absolutely is a spiritual thing. I mean, you could certainly put spirituality in nature. And I still make that connection sometimes. I mean, I remember saying that coronavirus is merely Mother Nature putting us all in, grounding us. It's grounding us. Like literally you're grounded. Go to your room. Because if you think, and I've said this before, if you think about what was told for us to prevent the spread of coronavirus, it was washing your hands, showering, and stuff like that, right? And I've done this talk, so I'm not doing it again now. But if you think, if that's how easy it was something as simple as washing your hands, right? And we weren't doing that. So I wondered if this was Mother Nature's way of going, you're using up the resources, you're not looking after me, and you're not looking after yourself. So you're grounded. Go inside, all of you. Go inside and think about how you're behaving, how you're treating yourself and this planet, because it's not good enough. And the funny thing is, like Boris Johnson obviously did his talk yesterday, which I watched, and even he said, these plans of coming back to work and everything will happen as long as we follow the rules, as long as we respect the restrictions. And I will quickly say, I'm aware that he's very vague and not very clear on exactly what it was. But to me, I'm just like, right, so basically I'm going to do the same thing I did before. He said you can go to parks and he said you can go out and stuff, but I'm not, I only need to run 4 times a week. I need to go out once a day. I ain't going to go hang out in a park anywhere because I've got a back garden, and I go for a walk once a week with my partner. I'm going to stick to that. I don't need to do any more because why? What, because I can? No, that's not how it works. So I think it's that kind of thing. It's like we're grounded. And I feel like on a spiritual level, that's where, okay, bye, Susie. Thanks for coming. That's where it comes into play, is that spirituality of Mother Nature has a purpose. It has an outlook. It has an intention. But it's so great that we could speak to it to say self-preservation, but how it goes about that is, I've never in my life gotten tired of nature, to be honest. Every time I go to my local park, it still amazes me how beautiful it all is. To me, nature is honestly too beautiful to put it in words. Yeah. And I think, again, that's where you get to that spirituality thing, isn't it? That's what it is. It's being able to connect with something, but not being able to fully verbalize or understand it to its fullest, and knowing that you don't know it to its fullest, knowing that there's always more to understand about it, and not being able to get there. We can continue this tomorrow. Because I really want to get this book read and then be done for 1 o'clock. So Veronica, I will get through this in as best I can in 6 minutes, 5 minutes. We'll see how it goes. Okay, Ethan, I did see your comment yesterday in history. Tomorrow's a mystery and today's a gift, which is why they call it the present. We love it. We love it. Okay. So here we go. Many men go fishing all of their lives without knowing what it is. Knowing that it is not fish they are after. Many men go fishing all of their lives without knowing that it is not fish they are after. Chapter 1, Fishing for Life, in which we finally get the point of fishing. We find out we already have all the answers. Discover happiness isn't for, wait, hang on. What on earth is this? We find out we already have the answers. Discover happiness isn't for sale and that it's certainly not out there. We peep at academic porn and get a cool quote from Groucho Marx. I see what they mean, fishing for life. Okay, one of the reasons I have such a connection to because I'm Ethereum. Yeah, you can talk about that tomorrow, by all means, yes. Andy W. and I have been working for numerous years as personal development trainers in businesses and schools. We've covered bread and butter topics that all trainers worth their salt should be able to deliver. You know, subjects such as communication, leadership, conflict resolution, assertiveness, coaching skills, goal-setting teams, blah, 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 blah. But recently we discovered something new. Well, new might be a bit strong, but certainly different. We've blended some of the more modern concepts and hot topics into a workshop that we boldly call the art of being brilliant. And you know what? It really works. What do you think about the story of Jimmy's diary? How did you make you think and feel? I didn't read that. Okay, what if I read Jimmy's diary and then get to chapter 1? I think I should do it. We'll get there. I'll do that. Oh, I wish I could show you what this cat's doing. Oh, Lord. Of course. He's just got into the laundry tub for the first time because it's empty. Honestly, it's all over the place. Right, Jimmy's diary. Excuse me, everyone. He hadn't been up there for years. Probably decades. In the faint light of the attic, the old man shuffled across to a pile of boxes that lay near one of the cobwebbed windows. Brushing aside the dust, he began to lift out one old photo album after another. His search began with the fond recollection of the love of his life, long gone. He knew that somewhere in these albums was the photo he was looking for. It was the black and white one, when she had that smile. Patiently opening the long, lost treasures, he was soon lost in a sea of memories. The old man wiped away one or two happy tears. Although the world had not stopped spinning when his wife left it, the past was more alive than his present emptiness. Setting aside one of the dusty albums, he pulled from the box what appeared to be a diary from his son's childhood. He couldn't recall ever having seen it before, or even the fact that his son had kept a diary. Opening the yellow pages, he glanced over the entries and his lips turned up at the corners in an unconscious smile. His eyes shone and he chuckled aloud. He realized he wasn't reading the words. He could just hear them, spoken by his young son who'd grown up far too fast in that very house. In the utter silence of the attic, the earnest words of a 6-year-old worked their magic, and the old man was carried back to a time almost forgotten. The spidery handwriting reflected on important issues for a 6-year-old. School, footballs, holidays, arguments with his big sister. Entry after entry stirred a sentimental hunger in the old man's heart. But it was accompanied by a painful memory that his son's simple recollection of those days didn't tally with his own. The man's wrinkles became more deeply etched. He remembered that he kept a business diary. He closed his son's journal and turned to leave, having forgotten the cherished photo that had triggered his initial search. Hunched over to keep from bumping his head on the beams, the old man stepped down the wooden stairway to his office. He wasn't sure what creaked the most, the stairs or his knees. He opened the glass cabinet door, reached in and sought his business diary. He placed the journals side by side. He was leather-bound. His was embossed in gold. His son's was tatty and frayed with a hand-drawn picture on the front. The old man ran a bony finger across the name, Jimmy, scribbled on the cover. He opened his business journal and read some of the entries. There were notes from meetings, often very detailed. Every single day had been crammed with business appointments, sometimes the evenings too. He remembered back to those times. He was sure driven in his career. It was for the love of his family that he chased success so hard. The old man was drawn to an entry much shorter than the rest. In his own neat handwriting were the words, "Wasted a whole day fishing with Jimmy. Didn't catch a thing." With a deep sigh and a shaking hand, he took Jimmy's journal and found the boy's entry for the same day, 4th of June. Large scrawling letters pressed deep into the paper read, "Went fishing with my dad. Best day of my life." What do you think about the story of Jimmy's diary? How did you think it make you feel? Because our aim is to get you to think and feel very differently, to realize what's important in life and to make changes where necessary. We are both very excited about the future. In fact, Andy and I have got a lot in common. You're bright, so we'll have cottoned on to the fact that we're both called Andy. We both worked all over the world. We're both dads. We're both self-help junkies. Having read every personal development book that's ever been published, we laugh at the same things. We're both devilishly young and good looking. We're both prone to exaggeration. You get the picture. Most importantly, we share a philosophy and a common outlook on how training should be. It's become very clear to us over the last couple of years that the people we work with already know everything there is to know about creating a happy and successful life. Everyone has all the resources they need. How exciting is that? You've all got the answers already. It's just the majority of people have lost touch with them or forgotten them. And the result is that we hit peaks of happiness and positivity on an ad hoc basis. We feel brilliant sporadically, sometimes quite by accident, because we're waiting for the right conditions. Maybe a holiday will make us happy, or a new shirt, or a car, or a few beers. The problem is that most people are looking in the wrong direction. Richard Wilkins describes it brilliantly when he talks to people searching for happiness, fulfillment, and positive feelings in the file cabinet called external. Happiness is out there somewhere. Okay, a couple of pages left. But Veronica, if you need to go, that's fine. I'll finish these off and then we'll go. You should listen to Richard. After all, he's one of the UK's self-styled Minister of Inspiration. And to be honest, you've got to have some guts to call yourself that. Many gurus fail to live up to their own hype. Richard sets his hype very high and clears the bar with ease. The man is brilliant. So we agree with Richard. We believe that most people are looking for happiness and fulfillment in the wrong filing cabinet. We think you should check out the filing cabinet marked internal. All the great feelings you ever experienced are already inside you. The future's so bright, I gotta wear shades, which is Pat McDonald, songwriter of the 1986 hit for Timbuk 3. So our job has become easy. We don't have to teach people anything. All we have to do is devise a cunning way of reconnecting people with their own internal resources, putting them in touch with information which has been buried in their unconscious mind. Or, to keep it simple, get them to look in the right filing cabinet, the one marked internal. Vicky, thank you, Vicky. Veronica, thank you very much for coming by, and we'll see you tomorrow. Yes, and we'll read more of this next Monday, unless you want more of it today or tomorrow. But we'll talk more about spirituality tomorrow. Have a lovely 22 hours. See you then. Bye, Veronica. So, or to keep it simple, get them to look in the right filing cabinet, the one marked internal. Or the book, or this book is the key. I used to teach on MBA programs. Boy, did I work hard. I'd roll up my sleeves and get stuck in Maslow, Herzberg, and maybe throw in a dash of situational leadership. Oh, and let's not forget the tried and tested Belbin and Myers-Briggs. Who cares if they've covered it a dozen times before? Bring on the self-perception questionnaire. You might have changed since last time. I was happiest when scribing interlocking circle diagrams on a flip chart, or maybe drawing a pyramid. I used to call it academic pornography, a real turn on for managers. Except it wasn't. You see, the pennies dropped. Theories have their place. In fact, hats off to those clever boffins who come up with interlocking circles and sexy new acronyms. I feel smart needs a rebrand though. It's gone way past its sell-by date. The problem with traditional management training is that life isn't a theory. It's very, very practical and relentless. It just keeps coming at us. In fact, let's face it, for most people, life is exhausting. The morbid obesity of change is weighing us down. So we've come to the conclusion that the world doesn't need any more complex theories. Oh, I don't like where he is. If this cat jumps off, he's going to rip my headphones out. So in fact, you know what? I love you to bits, but oh God, this isn't cuddle time. You need to go. Come on, off you go. That's it. Okay, thank you. Sorry, buddy. A child of 5 would understand this. Send someone to fetch a child of 5. Groucho Marx. We need stuff that works. The simpler, the better. We need to reconnect with what's important, not in a Buddhist inner peace tofu eating way, more of an upgrade of the software between our ears kind of way. This book is crammed full of common sense. The trouble is, it certainly isn't common practice. So Andy W. and I have pulled the best bits of what we know. There are a few case studies, some funny stuff, and some questions to make you think about your work, relationships, and life. There's plenty of academia behind it, but we've weeded out the nonsense and debunked the academic porn. Without you knowing it, we'll be sneaking in concepts such as positive psychology, appreciative inquiry, neuro-linguistic programming, and emotional intelligence. We like to think of the book as an intellectual smoothie, a blend of the best ingredients with the pith removed. The Art of Being Brilliant is designed around half a dozen common sense principles. We call them the Super Six. The book's also designed to make you think, maybe even to make you laugh. But the underlying message is deadly serious. We're talking about you and your life. Read it, do it. The results will reverberate positively at work and at home. It's become abundantly clear to us that success isn't about becoming a different person. It's a matter of finding out what really works for you and doing more of it. The reality is that life is too short. Why settle for being anything less than yourself brilliantly? And that is chapter 1. Chapter 1 of that. Well, that's very exciting, isn't it? My goodness, I was reading that thinking, damn, I might have to do some of this with you. I haven't read it yet. So that's, that's where we're at to. The next one is called Shiny Happy People, chapter 2. He who laughs, lasts. Like it. So that was that book, and that'll be Mondays. I'm really sorry, Dexter. You can't come up here. Do you want to come up here? Come on. Come on, because I'll be getting up soon. There we go. So that was chapter 1 of that book. I'm very excited about it. I hope you are too. But tomorrow we're back to quizzing. We'll have another quiz. But I hope you've enjoyed this episode. We'll talk more about spirituality tomorrow as well. But otherwise, have a wonderful day. Enjoy the next 23 hours. Can the subject tomorrow be more spirituality too? Yeah, no, absolutely. We'll talk about spirituality again tomorrow, for sure, because we didn't get to talk about it much. So make sure we talk about it more tomorrow. And we'll get into it, for sure. And we'll let you talk about it and explore it in further detail. But yeah, we didn't get a chance to go into it much today. That's fine. And things got rushed, unfortunately. But yeah. Also, I want to point out that if any of you say you have to go early and you don't want to miss anything, then obviously let me know. And we'll just make sure we get through it faster. That's all. Because actually today it really helped me that we could finish earlier because I could get my work done as well. So yeah, I didn't want to show any favoritism. If you want to make sure that you catch up with everything, then by all means, let me know. Absolutely fine with that. But anyway, guys, love you loads. Have a wonderful day. I will see you all tomorrow at 12 p.m. All right. Have a wonderful 23 hours. Much love, people. Bye-bye.